So I wound up getting, I thought I was going upstate for my charges because my bail was high as shit. I didn't even do nothing. Like, I fist fought her twice, like a year before all this. So I had done 6 months in jail. Like I said, I ain't got nobody, didn't have no money on my books. They started that Suboxone program in the jail. I cheated it all the time, just to sell it, to get food to eat. Then I got caught in my dumb ass. I kept doing it, whatever medicine it was. Stupid, it wasn't worth it, but I did 90 days in the hole. I don't even know how somebody died. But I don't ever want to go back. Especially for something I didn't do. I don't want to say nothing else.
Nigga saying, come on, y'all, let's get ready. We talking about fear, y'all. Afraid of the what? The unknown. And she said she always gave help, but to ask for help, that's unfamiliar with her. Sis, right next door, you had your hand up?
Yeah. But I'm scared to ask for help because I took care of my little brothers and little sisters. My mom still get high to this day. So I'm used to doing everything. It could be my last, I'll still give it to you. I like to see people happy even if I'm down. So I know how she feels when that comes to place.
You live in South Philly?
North Philly. Yeah.
You still like that?
Yeah, I'm still like that.
Okay. How much time you have clean now?
Huh?
How much time you have clean?
3 months.
All right. God bless y'all. Afraid of change, afraid of the what? The unknown. We're talking about fear today, okay? Fear. Afraid of success. Afraid of success.
I'm not representing me.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, sabotage.
Oh, you next, Emily. I mean, I'm at
and then I'll slip up. I'm like, why do I do that? I don't know why I do that to myself.
You talking about us getting high?
Yeah.
Do you like getting high?
I do. I don't like everything that comes along with it.
Exactly. I had to fall in love with being sober. I had to love recovery. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't love it, because I used to love death. I used to love drugs. So I had to replace divorce drugs to get married to recovery. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was not easy. I used to smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes was harder than stop smoking coke. Cigarettes are legal, but they'll kill you. You hear what I'm saying, right? So what I love to do, I couldn't do no more. And that became what? A grieving process. And some of us, we still miss that. And it becomes a void in our lives. What do I do now that I'm not shooting dope, I'm not taking PCP, I'm not doing no K2, I'm not smoking no weed, I'm not doing no dippers, I'm not getting drunk? What do I do next? Right? And I don't know how to feel, deal, and heal, and stay clean. So I'm back in the matrix when I know the consequences. Fall in love with recovery, and everything else will be what? Granted unto you. And for those who are afraid of the unfamiliar, listen, the unfamiliar is beautiful if we just stay 1 foot in front of the next one. What I did yesterday, I do today. When God wakes us up tomorrow, we do the same thing tomorrow like we did what? Today. 1 day at a time. 1 day, 1 week. 1 week, 1 month. 1 month, 1 year. Anniversary.
Okay.
No breaks, no vacation. No pit stops, none of that. You hear what I'm saying? If that means you gotta cry, cry, but stay clean. You gotta cuss somebody out, I'd rather do that than what? Get high. Somebody die. Me getting high won't bring them back. That's what we used to do. That's what we used to do, without a doubt. So I understand the yin and the yang, like I want to, but I don't want to. So we gotta lean more to what? Not using. And fall in love with what? Being sober. You hear what I'm saying? God bless you, but stay honest. Stay honest. Come on, sis.
Actually,
yes.
I guess it's not so much that I'm fearful of success.
Uh-huh.
Like, I know I can get success. Is the fear of losing it once I've accomplished it.
Yes.
You know, falling down or having that moment of weakness somewhere down the line and losing everything I worked hard to build. That's what I fear most.
Okay. Anybody hear that?
Yeah.
It's not being successful. I have no problem with being successful.
Right.
It's the fear of losing it once I get it.
And keeping it.
And keeping it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else? That's good food right there. Listen, we do recovery balls every year. And we give ladies dresses. And we give guys suits. I didn't know what to expect. I was watching The Mac. Anybody seen the movie The Mac? That's about pimps. And they had the players ball. The pimps get dressed up with this lady. They walk in with his high heels on and his cane and all that, his top hat and all that. I said, I like that. That's the players ball. We need the recovery ball. And we had 6 recovery balls, not knowing the results. And every year, I'll start bringing pictures in for y'all. Every year it got better and better and better. Afraid of the unknown. God will give us the idea. Now he will give us the what? The faith and the resources and the provision for the vision. Everybody hear that? And like she said, we get that, we can get it. We just got to learn how to what?
Hold it.
Hold on to it.
Y'all have one this year?
Yeah, we probably in January.
January, right?
Right, because I'm not dancing, have nobody come dance with no mask on.
Where y'all gonna have it this year?
Because the COVID probably. We probably do January.
No, I said where y'all gonna have it? Up here?
We probably do 3801 Market Street.
Oh, okay.
That fit like
3801
900 people.
Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. My boyfriend had his birthday party there.
Yeah, that's where they feed everybody on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow.
Yeah, we trying to get it. We trying to listen. We reaching out to Bucks County, Levittown, all those, York, PA, and bring them. Bring them on in, have a good time. But it all came from what? One idea. And moving out with what? Faith. Because faith and fear cannot be roommates in our lives. Anybody hear that? Faith and fear cannot be roommates in our lives. One gotta go. One gotta go. And if fear goes, faith stands. And when faith stands, we gotta increase our faith. Everybody hear that? Yeah, it's just stepping out. Like she was talking about, we did groups at Trenton for a whole year. I didn't know what to expect. That's how I know about Walter Rand Station. It's just like Kensington. Anybody been to Camden? Lord have mercy. One girl OD'd over there. I'm telling you, we was coming back from Trenton. Girl OD'd. She went out there, was smacking her.
Oh, God.
Wake up.
I hate when they do that to people. That's not going to wake them up.
Wake up. They tried to do that till the paramedics came.
I see people do that all that. Well, not me recently, but you know what I'm saying? Like, in North Philly, they be beating them, punching them. I'm like, yo, you going to give them a concussion? What the old thing?
And they shot at the door. Okay, she jumped up. She said, "Where my door?"
Oh, that is the first thing they did.
That's the first thing she said. "Where my door?"
That's the first thing they do.
Lord have mercy. I said, "Yo, Rock, come on, let's get on this bus." Crazy. Walter Rand Station. Mind me of Kensington. Where for real? Anywhere in Philadelphia. Drugs, period. All right? Change is one. Fear, some of us are afraid of change. Number 2, afraid of the unknown. Number 3, fear what? Success. Number 3, fear what? Failure. Who's afraid of failure? Why? Come on. We listening?
I want to be scared of failure. And I don't want to lose everything.
Okay.
It's hard for it.
Okay. Give me an example. Like what? Come on, let's be specific so we know how to we can how to deal with it. Talk about it.
Place,
huh?
working, paying bills,
Okay.
and then fucking up and getting high and losing everything.
Okay.
It's a domino effect.
I got you. Have you ever had your place and worked and stayed clean for a
Substantial
time?
time.
You ever had that? You ever had that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how you lose that? When you was doing so good, what happened?
I lost my job. And I couldn't pay my rent. And I lost my vehicle. I couldn't get to work. And it was like a domino effect.
Everybody hear that?
And my kids.
All at one time.
All within like a month. And I'm like, damn, there goes the place. Lost my place. And then I had to start all over again.
Everybody hear that? And that's like success.
Yeah, this was all going on with my mom. And think, well, what's going to happen with our house? I don't want our house to go.
Did the ladies know what happened today in court? Tell them what happened.
My mom overdosed today at court. Because she couldn't get custody of my kids. Now she has agreed to, she's lifeless. She's on life support. But I ran there for my job down the 13th, right there where the family court is. And she's in an ambulance and they're pumping her chest and everything, and the ambulance is saying it doesn't look good. She's no heartbeat, she's not breathing. So now she's in the hospital, and I saw her. She had a tube down her chest. She's lifeless, and she's on life support. So I was saying, well, I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna let her house, but she pays a mortgage on it in Tykone. I mean, I don't know. I never planned a funeral. I'm praying to God that she snaps out of it, but they're putting her in the corner to make sure she doesn't, to check her brain to make sure she's not brain dead. She's brain dead, she ain't gonna survive. And,
Keep praying prayer, y'all.
it's crazy, and it's like, it's just one thing after another, and I already know it, and she does die, I'm not staying here, I'm gonna go to her house and pay the mortgage. But I don't have good credit, what are they gonna say, that I can't pay it? I don't know nothing about that, so I'm gonna have to go get a lawyer. And then go to her bank and figure it out.
I'm sorry.
It's one thing after another. Everybody hear that? And that's how life be. And that's why our foundation had to be so strong. Because in spite of what storm comes, we hold on. You hear what I'm saying? Keep your mind in prayer. Thank you, Shannon. Come on, sis.
I went to Florida and I completed the program, and I was doing really good. I love it down there. So much comfort, so much women, and so I'm clean, and I got an awesome job, and I saved my money up. I bought a car, and I saved more money up. I got my own condominium on Block from the beach. I was so happy. And my ex, he was doing jail time for DUI, and I had this great idea that that's my soulmate, you know. I think he was like number 15 soulmate. Soulmate. And I flew, so I sent him a plane ticket. And I flew down. I got him a whole wardrobe. I went to Abercrombie and Fitch. I spent like a couple grand bringing him down there. And he gets off the plane drunk. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You don't even drink. He goes, I'm dope sick. I was like, how are you dope sick? You were in jail. He said that he was in the work release building. Oh gosh. And they were bringing in shit. And I was like, I was sending him money for his books, and I was sending him phone cards. And he was selling them. And he came down there with a habit. And I lasted 8 hours. And found myself in Miami with him. Because I'm working now, and he came, I was a bartender, he came and sat down at the bar. And being a bartender, you know where everything is. And I got him a couple perks, but that wasn't good enough for him. He wanted dope. So I had to go down to Miami and find it. I lost my job, my car, everything. I had to come back up here.
Where he at? Still in Florida?
No. We're divorced now.
We're married?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good friends. But he can't stay sober. You know, and I managed to put together 8 years, and had a slip up a couple months ago. And I'll stay friends with him, but I don't go anywhere with him.
Okay. He back in Philly?
I only text him, yeah.
Okay.
We just text. But I can't see Joey.
Without a doubt.
No.
I'm confused.
They get us high before we get them clean.
Is it your son you were saying, or was it your husband?
Her husband.
Okay.
Her husband. All right. You used to bartender. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A lot of tips in that, ain't it?
I had shoe boxes
Oh my.
Hey, real quick, y'all. Thank you for sharing that. Talking about fear. Fear of what? Change. Fear of what? The unknown. Fear of what? Success. Fear of what? Failure. How about fear of loss?
Yeah.
Fear of loss. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. What's your name?
Leilani.
Leilani. How you doing? You in recovery?
Good, yes.
You must have your clean.
I have like 5 months.
All right. Anything you heard, we just announce. Did it do apply to you?
Fear of loss.
Fear of loss. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, I lost my mom when I was 5, going on 6, to blue cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I've lost a lot of people in my life. Not loved ones. My little brother got killed 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago, he got killed. He was 20, he got shot. My cousin, my best friend, so yeah, I fear of loss.
Now, condolences, sis. When you lost loved ones, do you go get high? Did it cause you to get high? Did it trigger you to get high?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's keeping you strong now?
My job.
Where you work at?
I work. I do front desk concierge.
Okay.
And this house is keeping me strong too.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for saying that, sis. All right.
I got one.
Come on.
I got one for you. I was telling this woman this story today on the bus. When my grandmother died, my mother gave me all her jewelry. All her jewelry. My grandmother used to run a speakeasy. She had her self-employment business and in the project. She lived in the projects down at 5th and Washington Avenue. And she made her money through Avon, speakeasy, and selling dinners. And when she died, she had this box of Avon jewelry. I used to always get a butt beaten because I used to play in her jewelry. And I even stole some of her jewelry, right? And when they found out that I stole the jewelry, they beat my butt some more, right? Playing in the jewelry, stole some of the jewelry, because my grandmother lived in South Philly and I lived in West Philly. And then we moved to Mount Airy. One of the major things that, when my grandmother died, I was going through a transition. I drunk heavily and lived with an abusive man, lived with abusively, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Lived with someone that was very abusive. And this man, he didn't even want to turn his head through this situation we were going through. He never supported me because he knew my grandmother, like, we were very close. She was like my mother. And another thing was my grandmother, she was the only person that could tell me what to do. I was one of them kids that no one can tell me what to do. No one. I had a mind on my own. I did everything. That's why when I got to this point today, I was trying to figure out what was going on with this situation today. But my grandmother was the only person that I looked at that was very wise and successful, even though she lived in the projects. Okay? My mother gave me this box of jewelry, and I had decided to get up and go to Arizona. I went to Arizona, and all my kids, I have 3. Everybody had a bag of peas, but I had to take the most important things with me when we get to Arizona because I had prepaid for an apartment. I made arrangements for us to stay in the hotel so we can go through this transition from the hotel to the apartment, and we're safe, right? And I drunk the whole way. Right? Got to the apartment, got to the hotel, stayed in the hotel for a week. the people at the front desk, the management office, they went on some kind of Thanksgiving, holiday vacation thing, and the situation with the office, I'm gonna tell you, I lost it, right? But I had this suitcase with her jewelry in it, right? Fast forward very quickly. We went to 2 homeless shelters and we ended up in an apartment. All 3, me and my children, right? My daughter set the fire extinguisher off from cooking, right? We just moved into this apartment, and I was telling the woman, we moved into this apartment, the home shelter helped me move into the apartment. It was the greatest accomplishment I ever done, because I never even had that situation where I need to wait on the man to give me the money. I worked, I used some of the money that I, made through my self-employment business to move forward to get these things done, to get into this apartment. When that fire extinguisher went on, it flooded the whole apartment. It flooded all the jewelry. Now, there was a ring in there. It was a ring. And I like this ring because I wore it a lot, but I lost it through the flood of the apartment. All right? Lost everything. We weren't even in there for 3 months. Lost everything. Our documents, our ID, everything. Anything you can name, we lost it in the flood. It flooded out. It went out the door. It went out the balcony, wherever, which way, how this, because the water came up to here. All right, the flood of the apartment. All right, now, fast forward very quickly. Survived that situation. Made my way back to Philadelphia. Ended up in Delaware. By the time I got a deposit to move into an apartment, I decided to move to Florida because I was doing job training down there, right? Ended up living in a hotel for 3 months. Living in a hotel for 3 months, okay? Met this man, and I did not know if this man was good for me or not, right? I said within a week, he took me out to Chilope, sat down, paid for me and the kids to get something to eat, and poured out this ring. And the ring was the ring I lost in Arizona.
Wow.
Right? And he said, I want to marry you. And I said, you better take that ring. I ain't going to tell you what I said. But I looked at it, I was like, the devil was playing with me for real. I said, the devil played with me for real. I said, how the heck I get from Arizona all the way down to Florida in the same design, everything. I really liked this ring. It was a ring that something my grandmother left after she passed, right? But it wasn't the ring in Arizona. It was similar, the same shape, everything, right? And I looked at that situation. I had to tell him, no. I had to look at it, no. I was in deep fear because I understood when I lost that ring, I had lost everything. I lost anything that I owned, anything I owned in that apartment, including that ring in Arizona. And I had to get to this story with the woman was because I had to let her know was I lost the ring based on trying to move forward with my life. My father came to the apartment, gave my daughter a tablet, right? Gave my daughter a tablet. I did not know my father gave my daughter a tablet. My daughter hid the tablet. My father told my daughter to hide this tablet. And the whole time, I'm drunk. Through these days, right? I'm drunk. And one of the major things was I had left my daughter in the apartment before this flood. And she was watching something. And she set the alarm off, right? And the woman said, why are you remembering all these things? And I said, you know what? I lost a lot through this process. And I was looking at these people, how I lost a lot, and how I got to Florida and started my life back over and picked up a bad drinking habit again. And picked up a different man that had a drug addiction and at the same time had no place to live. And trying to figure out how to move forward after I lost everything. I was in Florida with nothing, with $5,000 in a bank account, trying to figure out how I'm going to put me and the children in an apartment while I was living in a hotel drinking. I was trying to figure it out. One of the things I got a question for every last woman in this room, what is it that you need to do to get over this fear of loss so you can move forward with your family? What is this there? Because I questioned myself while I was in that situation. We were going to be homeless again if I picked the bottle up, if I picked my addiction up. What is it that y'all need to do? Have anyone taken the time to write down 5 things of how to move forward, especially if you done lost everything?
A lady from Washington House. You know about Washington House?
I never thought to write those things.
Why not?
I never thought about it.
It's a fear. It's a fear. I'm going to tell you it's a fear. I got to the point I got comfortable with it. If I lose a bunch of stuff, I'll be like, you just don't know where I'm at right now. I walk in that room with just the clothes on my back, and they made fun of me. And in this room, I'm feeding everybody in the house. Giving them toilet paper, paper towels, anything that they need in this house. But the fear of moving forward, because I didn't even understand how I was going to move forward. Walking in there with just, every time I go somewhere, I just walk in with just the clothes on my back.
But y'all know another thing too? Eagles don't hang with chickens. And I used to dummy down for dummies. Anybody know about that? That means the person you hang with, they don't want to elevate. They don't want more than what they have. But I did. But I was afraid to fly alone. So I would dummy down for dummies. A girl said this today at Washington House. She said her mother was a beautiful black woman from North Philadelphia. And her father used to work at the bar in South Philadelphia. And the woman, he had a girlfriend. So the girlfriend was jealous of the what? Of this ex. So when her mom came to the bar to see, to drink, and have a good time, when everybody left out, she shot her mother in the back and paralyzed her. She was a little girl when this happened. Then her mother stayed on drugs. Her mother was taking insulin, and she refused to take her insulin for 2 weeks. She passed away at 44 years old. And she said for 21 years, she could never recover because she was always thinking that what? Because her mother was her world. And when her mother died, she died. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with what? Loss. We are born to die.
That's right.
Everybody hear that? We are born to die. In our selfishness, we don't want nobody to what? Leave. And it hurts. My grandmother from the Bronx, she's from North Carolina, but she lived in the Bronx for years. That's why we used to go up and down to New York City. Old lady in the Bronx said, Grandma, you ain't scared? She, nah, she be walking late at night. All that madness. But faith kept her in the Bronx, New York, 138th and 3rd, where the old Yankee Stadium used to be up there, right across the street from the projects, right? And my grandmother died. And I feel so bad today because I should have been more in her life than I was. And when she left, that's why you never miss it until it's when? When it's gone. Yeah, when it's gone. So listen, we at that time. Lord have mercy. So fear what? Change. Fear what? The unknown. Fear what? Success. Fear what? Failure. Fear what? To be exposed. Anybody afraid to be exposed? Anybody? Anybody hiding secrets? Anybody smoking cigarettes in their room? Nah, let me be quiet.
Anybody got a snack? Tuck a snack underneath the pillow.
Yeah.
Got a snack underneath the bed.
Yeah. Right. Food upstairs. One about Mickey Mouse and Company up there with you.
Okay.
All right. And listen, every week we here, every week. All right. Every week we here. All right. So okay.
Also, you guys are coming every week now?
Every week.
Every Thursday?
Every Thursday. 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 to 8. All right. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Ladies, you got snacks on the back table. Help yourself to it, okay? We love y'all. Who woke us up, y'all?
God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God's will, not ours, be done. Amen.
I got a question, please. If someone found my phone, can I please have
Oh, wow. You got that?
Call it, get Derek to call it.
Well, haven't you lost your phone?
Records and all that, yes. You gotta look up the guy choice called USPC. Post office. Right, look them up and look at orientation and jobs. They're hiring like crazy.
Thank you.
Holidays is coming too. They do runners. They do runners like Amazon. You do all that. You like warehouse work?
I've done warehouse work, so I know what it is.
Okay, I got you.
But maybe Amazon will be nice. I don't know.
I don't need a job. I got to
Did
she find it? I'll be right back there.
Alright, let me show you no pictures, Ash.
Alright.
Alright, God bless you.
God bless you.
Alright, Derek, I'll see you next week.
Take care, Queen. God bless you. Alright.
Hopefully, by come.
Yeah, right?
Where's the